Welcome back to The Division 2. By the end of this video, I plan to have you excited, or if you're not excited, just at least willing to play this game again. And I'm going to start off with, if you're interested in the game, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on bell notifications. This is going to be more of an interactive discussion type video. I'm going to be asking some questions, so get your keyboards, phones, controllers, or whatever ready. Because question number one is, have you ever enjoyed playing this game? At one stage of your time on this game, have you actually enjoyed yourself? And I want you to be completely honest. If your answer is no, then I don't know why you've clicked on this video, but don't click off the video because I'm hoping that from this you'll be able to install the game, load it up, have a bash and enjoy yourself. For months and months now, all I've heard is that games are dying or games are dead. We've all said it about some game at some point. I say we because yes, I've said it myself. But I want you to think, what is the definition of a game being dead? Is it a small player base? Is it that there's not been any new content added recently? There are a few definitions for the phrase dead game. I've seen people saying Fortnite was dead when there were weekly updates and the player base was absolutely thriving. It has done for years. And it's also had its ups and downs, but it is a big game, so I don't understand why people say that game is dead. Developing a game definitely cannot be easy. Me and my mates were actually talking about this very recently. Imagine Massive Entertainment were going to make a Division 3. And then imagine how cool it would be for that to take place in London and say the green poison had spread across Europe. So we would eventually have expansions that took us to France, Italy and just other places in the EU. If it was done correctly, it would be one hell of a game. And it would be possible with the right work. But if I put something out there that's so simple, I won't need to explain anything further and you guys will understand. There are new gaming consoles coming out this year with much better hardware, like as long as they're not delayed, they're going to have much better hardware. If a game company want anything realistic, like if they were to have the London Eye, like they've done with the White House, absolutely anything, they need to be sending out teams of people to capture images and get samples of what that place looks like. They then need to go back and design all of that stuff. They need to do all of the coding and everything else and then put the game together. It would take years and years to make the game and then more than likely even more years to release new content, so the community would jump to the idea of the game being dead. It's literally a phrase that's used with any single game nowadays. Need for Speed, classed as dead. Red Dead, classed as dead. GTA, classed as dead. If you was to do a survey across thousands of players, I guarantee for every single game there would be at least one person that says that game is dead. And I could literally sit here and talk about this stuff for hours and hours because it's actually really interesting if you put a lot of thought into it. If you do some research, if you pay attention to, let's say, State of the Game streams, they tell you a bit about developing it and how it works. They have interviews and stuff. But we're going to cut all of that out. We're going to ignore all the boring stuff and let's get into what there is actually to do in the Division 2 that can be fun. Because if you think about it, video games are created to be entertaining. The last 2 years or so have brought us half-baked games. And what do we do instead of being entertained for what the games are? We sit around and complain about that game in hopes that the devs will listen, which they don't and they won't. And then we move on, leaving a negative impact for newcomers that could spark more interest in that game. Look at what happened when I moaned like a little bitch because of a classified assignment during episode 2 and I refused to play the game like a little child. After that, I then went and saw a discount on the game and I made everyone aware through the community tab because even though I didn't enjoy it at that time, I didn't want to drag others down that could enjoy the game. I got so much shit, and I'm not even joking, I got so much shit for that post. But I literally didn't care, because for 2 million players that don't like a game, there could be 10 million that do. And that 10 million could create enough revenue for them to actually do more with the game, even though it's going to take time. Time is a big, big word. And I'm hoping at this stage you are seeing where I'm coming from. But at this point, you might also be asking, what is there to do in the Division 2, and why is this video important? If you sit there and you actually think about it, there is so much to do. You can run missions, you can create builds, you can speed run strongholds, you can take down control points at different levels, you can farm for different gear to make builds, you can go and test out all these different builds that you're making. You can go do some conflict, you can run landmarks in the DZ, the list goes on and on and on and on. You can make up your own challenges. You can start a new character and learn more about the lore of the game. You can prepare yourself for the new expansion, and that's where the ideas are going to stop, because I will be doing a separate video on what is going to be a good idea to do to prepare for Warlords, as that's going to bring a lot of players to the game because of the marketing strategy the devs went through. There are so many creators that have never ever covered this game. They got sponsored to promote it because they have a big audience. And it's really frustrating because they're making videos and titling them stuff like New Warlords expansion, blah blah blah, when they got early access to episode 3, and the video has nothing to do with the expansion, so they look even bigger fools, and they've instantly ruined their chances of growing from that because they'll only ever cover the game when they are paid to do so. And people on the internet are not stupid. But with that, their loyal fan bases will watch whatever they post, and if they come back for Warlords with another paid sponsored video, then some of their viewers will buy the game. If a big YouTuber is covering it and they say, oh, this is awesome, and they show that they're having fun in that video, people will buy that product. With the number of views they produce, you can guarantee there will be hundreds of thousands of new players coming to the game, and with more content being produced on YouTube, the more people are going to want to play it. So isn't it better that you find ways to make fun? Because chances are you're going to be getting a lot of Division 2 like videos being recommended for you to watch, and it's going to be annoying. So if you get back into the game, then there could be some interesting stuff that will help you have more fun that you are seeing posted on YouTube and when you're watching Twitch. Because the day they did this reveal trailer, there were over 52,000 people watching on Twitch. Any time before that, you normally get around 200 or 300 people watching. Unless they're doing a state of the game, you get about 1,000 viewers. I would definitely prepare yourself for the expansion on that off chance that you might enjoy it, and just play the game for what it is. This video doesn't mean I'm never going to complain again. Of course, I'm going to have a little rant when something seems stupid, but we are all entitled to that, and I'm not saying don't do that, but don't just put the game at the back of your shelf to collect dust like I did a few months back, just because it's not enjoyable 24/7. No game ever will be. Play the game, have some fun, and be creative. If the game is really that dull and boring, then leave it for a few days, have fun on something else, and come back to it. I'm not enjoying Breakpoint too much at the moment because I feel there's nothing for me to do, so I'm waiting for the new stuff to come out this month before I go back. But when I do go back, it's going to be fresh because I haven't played for a little while, so I will have fun again. And at the end of the day, there are literally just two choices that will never ever be impacted by anyone but yourself. Play the game or don't. And right now, moving into year 2 of the Division 2, I think the devs are going to pull their fingers out because it happened with Division 1. It was an absolute shambles. It got to 1.8, everyone fell in love with it. That was about a year and a half, maybe 2 years into the game or something like that. I don't actually remember because I wasn't around for that time on Division 1. But Division 2 is coming very close to being out for a year. The Warlords expansion is taking us back to New York. There's going to be a lot of stuff for us to do. There's a whole new campaign. It follows the story from Division 1 with actual interesting story. There's a whole new gear system coming in, fully revamped. And I definitely know, players have put hundreds of hours into grinding for builds, and they are pretty much going to be made obsolete. That's what I'm guessing so far. Because they have said every single item will be revamped, but I guarantee because your gear score is going up, your level is going up, the cap's going from 30 to 40, all the stuff we've grinded for and spent hours and hours and days and months gathering is all going to be gone. But I'm actually going to do the positive this time around. Instead of sitting there whinging about it, I'm going to have fun on the game and play it for what it is right now. And then on March the 3rd, when that expansion drops, I'm going to be smashing the shit out of it. I'm going to have a lot of fun with the increased gear score, with the new level cap. I'm going to be grinding, I'm going to get some new builds together. There's going to be a lot of content for this game. So I would definitely recommend coming back to this game. If you've been taking a big break, just give it a chance and see how you're feeling. I'm not saying you will go play this game right now. No. This isn't for views. This isn't for me being paid by the developers or anything like that. I'm not a shill. This is literally just person to person. This is just me talking, saying it's definitely, I did it. I took a few months break. I kicked off and moaned like I was a little child, throwing my toys out the pram and all that. But I had a change of heart one day. I come back to the game and I definitely missed it. I have enjoyed playing pretty much every single day since I come back. And on that note, I am off to go and make some more content for The Division 2. And I'm going to end it there because otherwise we'll be here literally all day. I'm going to refer back to the beginning question again. Have you ever had fun on The Division 2? Let me know all that good stuff in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.